Hi everybody, Dr. Bill Crawford here. I'm a psychologist, founder of Crawford Performance Solutions. And normally I come and I talk to you about business and ways to be successful in life in general. Today I'm actually going to speak a little bit more as a psychologist because I have people who come to me, clients who very much want to make changes in their life, want to bring their best to all kinds of situations. And what they tell me is one of the more challenging places that is to do is family, especially family events where they're going, maybe staying with family for a while. They find themselves kind of almost turning back into that little kid, responding in ways that they have before and so wishing their family would treat them a certain way or stop treating them a certain way. So what we've done is we've come up with a way of making a difference in that experience without needing your family to change. Because have you noticed when you try to tell them they need to change, they don't say, "Thank you for sharing." Change me, change me. Here we go, I'm getting in that argument again. So what we've come up with is a way of giving them a little bit of a heads up on some changes that we, if I'm a person going to my family, are making so that the family understands what's about to happen but doesn't necessarily get into a debate about whether or not that's a good idea. In working with people over and over, we've come up with what I call the family letter. And so what I want to do is read this to you. Now the idea is that you send this to your family ahead of your arriving at some particular event. Could be a holiday, could be a birthday, celebration, family vacation, family reunion, whatever. You send them this letter so they have an understanding of how you're going to be different. And that's really the clue here, is you want to set up changing your experience of the situation without needing them to change. Easier said than done, I know, but let me read you this letter and then I'll talk a little bit about how it's worked, and you can get in touch with me if you want a copy of it or if you have any questions. Okay. Dear Mom and Dad, so-and-so, whoever you're writing the letter to, I just wanted to drop you a note and give you a heads up on something I'm working on with respect to the qualities and characteristics that I bring to my interactions with people in general, and especially those I am close to, such as you. You see, in looking back at some of my interactions in the past, I really don't feel I've been as purposeful as I would have liked. Therefore, I've made the decision that from now on, I will take 100% responsibility for the qualities and characteristics that I bring to all of my interactions, which means I will choose those qualities that we would want to teach to, and here you put the names of your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, any young people in the family. I'm sure you would agree that given we are role models for names of your children, we always want to interact with each other in a way that we would want them to emulate. Therefore, if in the future I find myself unable to access the qualities of love, respect, and caring that I want to teach to names of your children, or if I feel that we are interacting with each other in a way that we wouldn't want names of your children to emulate, I will excuse myself until I'm once again able to be the role model I want to be. Just know that this is not meant as criticism. It's just me taking responsibility for the quality of my interactions and what I'm teaching to names of your children. I have every expectation that this new sense of purposefulness will be a gift to all concerned. Thanks for understanding. Love, you. Now, it's very possible that your family may get this letter and go, "What is this?" But do you see the concept? It's about how we're going to be different based on what we want to teach to our children or grandchildren or whoever the kids are in the family. That is very difficult to argue with. And it creates a perfect opportunity for if you find yourself unable to bring those qualities, or more likely, if the interaction is such that you wouldn't want your children to emulate, you can just say, "Oh, excuse me, this is one of those times," and go to the bathroom or take a walk or leave the situation. What people tell me is that ability to leave a situation when it isn't going in a way that is congruent with who you want to be or what you would teach to your children is very powerful. I think it's because as kids, we really couldn't leave the situation nor change the situation. As adults, frankly, there is no situation that we can't either leave or change. And the ability to leave a situation, withdraw from it when it is getting into that cycle that is so familiar for so many of us is very, very powerful. Now, whether your family really understands this or not is not really important. If they challenge, what is this letter? What's this all about? Say, well, you can just reiterate. I just really believe that we always want to interact with each other in a way that we would want to teach to so-and-so. You see how that's almost impossible to argue with. A few little other tips about being with family. Number one, and I put this in my weekly newsletter. If you're interested, you can get this. Number one, try not to get all stressed out on the way to the family event. Try to make that experience something enjoyable, because sometimes the event itself may or may not live up to your expectations, but you can always control those moments prior to and after the event. You might want to rethink whether you really want to absolutely stay with your family in some small house somewhere with not quite as many bedrooms as necessary or bathrooms. That can often make the experience a little bit more intense and bring up those old family dynamics. In general, what you want to do is take more responsibility for the qualities and characteristics you want to bring to any family experience. And know that we want to be 100% responsible for those, which means we don't want to have to wait for somebody or some other situation to change before we practice being who we want to be and who we would teach to our kids. This is one of several videos that I'm going to be bringing you on a regular basis. If you're interested in these, you can go to my website, billcphd.com or billcrawfordphd.com, and sign up for my weekly newsletter where I'll bring you one of my favorite quotes along with several comments about how to apply that quote to our life. I hope you found this valuable. It has been fun for me, and the good news is it works because it doesn't require anybody else to change. Thanks again, and happy family events.